Hello everyone, and thank you, Elizabeth, for the introduction. I'm passionate about the positive impact of age-friendly communities. When I first started working in this space, I really connected with the age-friendly approach, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to speak with you. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the second step of the WHO age-friendly cycle, plan strategically. As with every presentation as part of this ECHO program, this is a general guide for how to undertake this step. Every city and every place is different, and as we make our way through, you might like to consider how each step applies or can be adapted to your community. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that I'm speaking with you today from Perth, the capital city of Western Australia. Western Australia is Australia's largest state with a total land area of over 2.5 million square kilometres. Our state is about 10 times larger than the United Kingdom, but our population is much less, with around 2.6 million people. Perth is on Whadjuk Noongar Boodja, the lands of the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. I acknowledge the Whadjuk people and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Plan strategically is the second step in the age-friendly cycle. In this step, you develop a vision and goals, decide where you are heading and what you want to do. It builds on the first step, engage and understand, and will see you continue to work with stakeholders and your broader community to develop a collective vision. This step is also about resources and responsibilities as part of your strategy and how to utilise and leverage your strengths. As part of developing your plan, you'll need to get approval for your strategy, and this will look different for each community. For example, it may be a resolution of your council or approval from your mayor. It's really important to mention that these are not four discrete steps that happen in isolation to each other. You will notice that there are common themes across the presentations in this ECHO program, and that's because these four steps are interrelated. Today, I'm going to structure my presentation into three parts. Firstly, I'll talk about the why, what, and who. What is a strategy? Why is an age-friendly strategy important, and who should be involved in your strategy development? Secondly, I will touch on the how, setting your vision, priorities, goals, and actions. And lastly, I will reflect on some key takeaways for you to consider as you develop your own strategy. Pictured here is an age-friendly WA, the State Seniors Strategy, or the State Age-Friendly Strategy. This strategy was launched by the West Australian State Government in April last year as the state's first 10-year age-friendly strategy. It was developed through 2 rounds of consultations, including online surveys, focus groups, and face-to-face discussions. Over 2,600 people provided their insights to support the development of our strategy. I'm going to refer to this document during my presentation, and I hope it gives you a practical insight into planning strategically in action. Let's start with what is a strategy. A strategy is basically a plan for how you will achieve a long-term goal. A strategy will set out where you are now, where you are heading, and how you will get there. There are a few reasons why an age-friendly strategy is important and also how it can help to advance your work. Firstly, it establishes a common goal. Probably one of the most important outcomes of an age-friendly strategy is agreeing on a shared vision. And once this is set, bringing people along with you. A clear vision or goal can help people to understand where you are heading and the role they can play. Establishing a shared vision is also about being clear about what age-friendly is and what it isn't for your community. An age-friendly strategy can make older people and aging more visible. Ultimately, an age-friendly strategy is about making your community a great place to age. At the heart of this is the voice of older people and what is important to them. An age-friendly strategy helps to identify and focus resources. In your roles, I'm sure you've all been faced with a situation where you need to prioritise one activity over another. An age-friendly strategy does this on a much broader scale. The process of developing a strategy will help you decide, within the limits of your resources, where will you focus your effort? What is going to be most meaningful and most likely to be effective based on your community and your vision? An age-friendly strategy can make clear the connection and overlap with other agendas and work. As part of the strategy development process, you will likely be looking at the work of stakeholders and other organisations around you. You might review their strategies and you will speak to them about what they are trying to achieve through their work. One of the great things about an age-friendly strategy is the common goal of supporting older people to live fulfilling lives. For example, in Western Australia, our state's age-friendly strategy identifies areas of overlap with our elder abuse strategy and other work being undertaken across the state government. And finally, an age-friendly strategy can help you to grow support. An effective age-friendly strategy forms the basis of future work to secure support and resources. For example, in Western Australia, we have the Age-Friendly Communities Connectivity Grants Program. As part of this, applicants are asked to explain how their work aligns with their age-friendly strategy and also how it aligns with the state's age-friendly strategy. A local government that has an age-friendly strategy identifying a priority to build social connections has a strong basis to seek grant funding to establish a pilot program to overcome social isolation. This is because the work has been done to understand its goals and how it will get there. It demonstrates an understanding of its community's needs, a clear vision for how it will get there, and that the council is committed to this work. Developing your age-friendly strategy is an opportunity to engage with older people and your community, to connect with and bring together your stakeholders, and also to begin to get the support you'll need to implement your strategy. And you might be thinking, who do I need to involve? In the previous step, engage and understand, you started to talk to your community and stakeholders about what it means to be age-friendly. You might have formed a steering group and undertaken some work to understand the challenges and opportunities for aging in your area. When you start to develop your strategy, you'll need to drill down further and engage and connect with stakeholders and organisations that will be part of your strategy. Part of these discussions will be encouraging others to put a lens of ageing over their work. You may find some groups will come on board easily. Others, you may need to invest some time into explaining what it is you are trying to do and why their contribution is important. The image on this slide is quite busy, but it is a great starting point. If you're unsure of who to talk to, where to start, or who you might be missing, use the WHO framework. Use it as a guide to map your local groups and stakeholders and who you may need to talk to against the domains. Think about the people in your community who can make things happen. Leaders, boards, decision makers. Consider how you can engage with them as part of your process. Most important is older people and ensuring that you engage with and involve older adults in the process. Now that we've established what a strategy is, why an age-friendly strategy is important, and who you should be involving, it's time to think about how you will develop your strategy. I'm going to look at this as a 4-step process, but there are many different approaches you can take to developing your strategy. We start with the aspirational vision at the top, the what are we working towards, and make our way through to the specific and tangible actions at the bottom. Broadly, the top half or 2/3 will form your strategy, and the last row will be built out into your action plan. It all starts with your community's vision and determining what you are working towards. Your vision identifies the direction you are heading. To develop your vision, ask, if we are successful, what will our community look like in 5 or 10 years? What will it mean to be age-friendly in our community? The best thing you can do is start to talk to people. Involving people is about creating ownership and helping the community feel like they are part of the process. This will look different for every community, and it doesn't need to be an expensive or a resource-intensive activity. It may be through small face-to-face interactions, online engagement such as surveys, meeting people where they are and attending community and social clubs. It could also be a hosted workshop or a series of workshops in your community. Your conversations around the vision may lead you to develop a vision statement. A vision statement can help to quickly and clearly see what age-friendly is for your organisation or community and what you are trying to achieve. With the State Senior Strategy, we look for the connecting themes and common threads from our consultations and what we'd heard from people. We developed a model vision that we thought represented those voices quite well, and we undertook a second round of consultation. Western Australian seniors are valued, safe, and empowered to lead happy and fulfilling lives in age-friendly communities. We wanted to reflect that our vision is not about doing things for people, but about ensuring people are able to do and achieve what they want in their lives. That they not just are safe, but feel safe. That they feel respected and treated well in the community, and that they feel they have purpose and value in their own lives. Our intent was to, as far as possible, make sure we reflected the diversity of views, needs, location, and experience amongst the people that we heard from. Developing a strategy is about prioritising what you will do with the resources that you have. At this stage, you will need to decide what is most important to your community. What will you be directing your resources towards? You may consider aligning your priorities to the domains of age-friendly environments and have activities against each of the domains. Or you might prioritise the domains or develop your own. This is a good time to go back to what your community told you was important. No two age-friendly plans will be the same if you have engaged with your community. It would be helpful here to undertake a SWOT analysis and to look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and the impact of these on your priorities. For our strategy, we use the information we had collected from our consultations and from what we understood about our work to date and consolidated these into 4 priorities, or what we refer to as the pillars of change. And they are thriving physically, mentally, and spiritually, safe and friendly communities, staying connected and engaged, and having views that are heard. Each of the pillars is closely related to one or more of the WHO domains, and all of them connect to the overall principles of an age-friendly community. It's important to remember that when everything is a priority, then nothing is. So try to be clear about what you are trying to achieve. The next step is to agree on what the change is that you are trying to bring about. What will be different? Think about the goals you've identified, the priorities you've identified, and brainstorm your possible goals. Goals are things that can help make a difference for the identified priority. Now is a great time to bring together the people that you've been working with. If one of your priorities is around social connection, bring together your sports and social clubs, recreation centres, shops, and cafes. If one of your priorities is public transport, bring together state or regional governments and public transport providers. All of these people will have valuable insights that can help to shape your goals. Once you've brainstormed your goals, you will need to find a way to narrow them down. There are lots of ways of doing that, but one way is to think about impact and feasibility. What's going to have a big impact and could happen easily? It's possible you'll come up with lots of ideas that will have a high impact, but that won't happen quickly. That will take time to secure resources and to plan for. You want a mix of goals where you can get positive results early and those that are important but will take a longer time. To give you an example of how we reflected the goals in the state seniors strategy, under each of the priority pillars, there are specific focus areas that highlight a particular aspect of that pillar. For example, aligned to our priority for older people to stay connected and engaged, our goals are that older people have access to the right information in the right ways so they can make informed choices, that older people have opportunities for meaningful and inclusive employment, that older people are supported to engage in their community in ways they choose. These were all determined through our consultations and the issues that older people felt were important to them. The last part is to determine the actions that will bring it all together. This is where you allocate responsibility and get into the detail of what you will do. Your action plan will be where you are more specific about the activities you will do, how these will be resourced, and how you will evaluate and monitor progress and impact. Our strategy is supported by a 5-year action plan. The action plan identifies the lead organisation, a description of what is involved, timing, and the goal or outcome that the action aligns with. Some actions that we identified in our age-friendly strategy are to establish a seniors information package to increase awareness and uptake of existing services and concessions, to establish a peak advocacy group for seniors to maximise impact and reach, and to highlight the valuable contributions of older people in the Western Australian community. There are 33 actions in total aligned to our 4 pillars, and the actions were developed with the outcomes and vision in mind, to build on what we already have and to work towards the wellbeing of older people. Now, if we put the pieces of the triangle together, you can see how they flow through. To become a great place to age, you want to help older people to be connected and engaged in their community. And one way you think you can do this is by improving access to information. You might decide that delivering information face-to-face through local shopping centres is a way you can do this. You can get the support of your stakeholders so that older people can access information from a range of services and organisations in one convenient place. Once you've done all the work to develop your vision, priorities, goals, and actions, the next step is to give life to your strategy. Pull all of the information together in one document. This might be a standalone strategy or as part of a broader strategic community plan. It could be a printed resource, but it doesn't need to be. It might be reflected as a plan on a page or a summary as pictured here or a web page. You'll also need to get support and approval. As I mentioned earlier, this will look different for every organisation, but will likely be approval from the Mayor or Council. A forward in your strategy is a great way to demonstrate this buy-in and have a senior leader in your organisation put their support behind the vision and priorities of the strategy. Remember, your strategy is an incredibly important tool for growing your age-friendly movement. So above all else, make it accessible to your stakeholders and your broader community. I'd like to leave you with 3 takeaways or things to consider when developing an age-friendly strategy. Be a good listener. Talk to older people. Their insights and feedback are crucial for creating a strategy that truly meets their needs. Listen to what people say is great about your community, and also be open-minded about the things that could be done differently. Be collaborative. The development of your strategy is an opportunity to build partnerships with local organisations, businesses, and stakeholders. Collaboration enhances resources and support, making the strategy more sustainable, and it will better reflect your community. You don't need to do this alone. Your whole community can be part of your strategy. And lastly, be courageous. Being age-friendly is about improvement. It's about making our communities and spaces great places to age. Every conversation you have about age-friendly is an important opportunity to challenge the way we talk and think about aging. Your voice and your actions can have a ripple effect. I hope you found this information helpful, and thank you so much for your time.